This is AJ Jensen with the ToonHeadz, and we're kicking off yet another Caricature Giveaway. I got way more submissions this round, so thank you guys for submitting your reference pictures. However, if you guys are new here, this is how the Caricature Giveaway works. People submit some reference pictures of themselves, all submissions go into a bucket, and I randomly draw a name, and whomever gets pulled is the winner for that episode, and gets a free caricature by me. So let's go ahead and get right into it, and grab the bucket. Woo! Bucket time. It's like sorcery, but really, it's just post-production. So let's go ahead and draw the next name, and the winner. I'm stirring it up. Hey, we got post-production. Let's do a drum roll. Drum roll. The next winner of the Caricature Giveaway is going to be Bigfoot. We actually got pictures of him this time. I'm kidding. It is going to be Gav. Gav! So Gav, thanks for submitting all those reference pictures, and I'm actually kind of happy to draw you because I know you're a big fan of caricature. So let's go ahead and do the most important part before you start a caricature, which is the
study.
All right, I got some reference pictures printed out of Gav here. I actually got two because we're gonna need two for this one. So first I kind of want to establish the head shape, and I'm looking at Gav here, and he's got a pretty good hot dog head shape. So when I do his head shape, I really want to think a very skinny oval. But I also want to separate his head shape into two shapes so I can come up with more of a dynamic head shape. And the reason why I break up the head shape is not only to help find more organic shapes, but also to help me push the exaggeration of the head shape. So looking at multiple reference pictures is very helpful, because if you're looking at this one that we've been drawing on, when we look at the nose shape, it's not giving us that much information. But if we look at this one right here, we're getting way more information about the shape of his nose and the direction of his nose. So when I'm looking at the direction of the nose, I'm trying to follow the pattern and the flow of his nose. So I'm kind of tracing around that to find that shape. So kind of like this, just it goes down, it comes out, and then it just sucks all the way back in. But it's got this square shape going on to it. And one thing I'm noticing, and you can notice it over here, he's got this like little divot right here, which I think is very adorable. So I got to add that in there as well for the direction of the nose. And then his nostril makes it come up and around. And doing that will help me push the exaggeration of the nose shape. So as mentioned earlier, I'm going to squish his head shape to kind of make it really close together, kind of like this. And when you do that, you have to put the eyes a little bit closer together. Now the problem is, he's wearing glasses, and doing glasses with squished together eyeballs is very tricky to find out. So I think I'm actually gonna add his glasses, one of the frames like that, and do the other one a little bit away, and then push that nose shape to kind of symbolize that, you know, there are glasses, but I'm not having to worry about squishing the glasses together because it just ends up looking pretty weird. All right, so let's go ahead and get a fresh sheet of paper and start drawing this goofball. Drawing time. All right, got a fresh sheet of paper, using accent opaque 75-pound paper, and I'm gonna be using the fantastic Clutch pencil. I love this thing. I use it for live caricatures all the time, and gonna be using this just to do a quick little pre-sketch. So let's go ahead and put some lines down on this sheet of paper. So one thing that was kind of tricky about this drawing was the composition. I wanted to make sure that all of the shapes, all of the features just felt balanced throughout the whole piece of paper. So for example, the top part of his head shape, I wanted to make sure there was more room for his hair. And with the nose, I wanted to make sure that it connected right in the middle of the paper. And then the bottom part of the head shape, I wanted to make sure I didn't go too far low so I can add the body over here in this corner. But I'm trying to make sure that everything kind of connects, everything is, you know, going throughout the drawing, but it always makes the viewer kind of just scan the whole art piece instead of just focus on one direct feature. So yeah, that was kind of tricky with this caricature, but I feel like I rendered it out pretty well. Like I said, everything feels balanced. So let's go ahead and get a kneaded eraser. I'm gonna roll it up, and I'm just rolling the eraser on the paper like this and lowering the opacity of the line. And for inking this drawing, I'm gonna pop out a Crayola marker. Love this marker, gives good line variation, so I'm gonna start inking this sucker. All right, I'm all done inking this. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There's a lot of lines in this caricature that I'm seeing, and I'm just like, ugh, these look awful. But one thing I had to realize is when you add color to a caricature, those bad lines just kind of fade into the background a little bit more. And another thing I noticed is sometimes it's just a mental game. Sometimes the line just looks completely fine, and you just kind of have to get over it. So I'm going to put away the Crayola marker, grab this Faber-Castell dust-free eraser, and this eraser really helps you pick up the lines way more. So one thing about this eraser, they do say it's dust-free, but it still does leave some shavings. So before you start coloring this, make sure that you get all those shavings off, because if you color on top of those things, you're gonna make a mess. So just make sure that you give it a good wipe before you start coloring this. All right, we got the paper cleaned off. I'm gonna grab my foamy sheet. We're gonna tuck that right under the drawing like that so the colors go on smooth. And I'm gonna grab my trusty Neo colors. I'm gonna go through this drawing, adding these colors in here, really concentrating on the values and saturation, and gonna have fun when I'm doing it. Before coloring this, why don't you guys go ahead and like the video and do a comment. See if there's things that you would have done differently in this drawing. All right, let's color this sucker. So this step, I was just trying to concentrate on the values here. I'm trying to make sure I'm going from a 5 to 1 scale, trying to get that gradient to come out. And now I'm going to concentrate on the saturations of the caricature. So I added the pinks in this, but I'm gonna boost up that saturation by adding different kinds of warm tones into those pinks. So I got a magenta here. I'm just gonna go ahead and go on that ear, and I am going to just put this magenta right in here, like this. And I'm gonna gradient it, that word, gradient it down, yeah. And then I'm going to separate all of the warm zones. That's the nose, the ears, the mouth, around the eyes. And I'm gonna change those colors by adding different warm colors in there. So for example, let's grab another warm color. We'll grab a red. We'll go ahead and put it in the lips right here. Just lightly adding this color in, and then you can see a difference in the color between the lips and the ears. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the nose. So as you can see, I'm turning the paper around because I like to get more of a comfortable angle for the color sticks. That way I can get good edges, find where the highlights can be. So I move the paper around. I know it makes you a little dizzy, but I gotta do it for comfortability's sake. So I'm done with the warm zones, gonna go for the beard and the mustache. When I'm looking at these reference pictures, it's kind of hard to establish what these colors are. There's like tons of different colors in there, so I'm just gonna have to add tons of different colors in there. So a little intimidated, but we're gonna do it. So one thing about beards and coloring them, if you noticed, I started with those values first. I got a really dark brown. Now I'm putting just a regular brown on top of that and kind of mixing it in, and that just makes the colors look a little bit more dynamic. All right, one thing I just learned, I've never done this before, is I'm making like streaks in the mustache like this, and it's kind of adding a little bit more of a texture to it. Just something that I learned just doing a caricature with you guys. Keep that in mind. When the more you're drawing, the more you're learning, and you'll find out new techniques for yourself. So I'm really liking this one. I can add different other colors in there too. So, and it really makes that texture probably shine more. Let's try it out. We'll try it out. All right, all done with the mustache and the beard. Now it's time to go on the skin tone. I got this Neo color, the Simon. If you read this, it's spelled weird. It's literally S-A-U-M-O-N. Simon, whatever. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and add this little guy on the sections here, and just kind of blend it in, make a good gradient, and have some fun shapes in between that. So let's get on to it. So as you can see, I'm mixing this salmon color on top of those reddish browns and really getting in there, and that mixes the colors in together, and it still keeps that value, but it changes the color just slightly so it looks more like a skin tone. All right, all finished here. Now to do the background. And backgrounds are pretty important because you want to make sure that you're having pretty good contrast colors. So I'm thinking using some cool tones, maybe a green and a blue. Let's try that out. All right, all done with the background and the colors. I'm really liking this. The colors are just vibrant and fun. So the next step is adding the highlights. So what I like to use is the Presto marker. This thing is a lot of fun. It really gets those whites really bold and vibrant, and a lot of like white highlights kind of have a see-through tone to it, but this does not. It's really fun. The only thing is that it can drip and it doesn't have that much control. So you could be doing a caricature and then all of a sudden this thing just drips all over the place and you'll say a bad word. So what I found is this Utilo Craft acrylic paint marker. This thing is awesome. It gives you way more control than the Presto, but the only problem is you can't get bolder lines from it. You kind of have to go over it once or twice, but this thing is awesome. I would highly recommend checking it out. And if you guys haven't noticed yet, I put links to all art tools that are used in each video, so check out below for those links. All right, let's go ahead and add some highlights to it, sign it, and then we're all done. All right, all done, and here is the caricature of Gav. I hope he likes it. Now, if you guys want to enter the next giveaway, go to www.toonheadz.com/giveaway. There you'll find the form. Go ahead and scroll down. The next is submit reference pictures of yourself. We need 3/4, frontal, and side profile. And here's a little secret. If reference pictures aren't that great, I probably won't even accept them. So make sure that you follow the steps and give good reference pictures of yourself. Then you accept the terms, submit the form, and you might be the lucky winner for the next caricature giveaway. Also, you can do donations. You don't have to, but you can. And also realize this, no donations help your chance of winning. This is all just drawing a name out of a bucket. And as always, keep drawing. Also, real quick, I have Chad's reaction video from the last giveaway. So if you guys want to watch that, it's right here.